Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where last episode we were working on a pretty major traffic jam that had developed up here. Now I did reset the traffic just to see what would happen off camera, and it so far hasn't redeveloped, but I'm seeing some signs that it likely will, such as this here. So that is definitely something to be concerned about. I'm also slightly concerned about traffic flow here. But most importantly, I think right now we need to deal with this. And to that end, I want to make this be substantially different. That is to say, I want to make this one way, only going like this. So if you are coming in here, you take a right turn into the train depot. As you exit, you take a left turn. Something along the lines of that. So let's let that traffic recalculate for a moment. And as far as this goes, people aren't seeming to want to use this lane very frequently at all. Everybody's wanting to turn left here, which tells me that we probably need a fancy bypass system here of some description. Essentially a way to merge this lane of traffic in down here, ideally. And how do we want to go about doing that? Well, we could take a look at some of the pre-made intersections. There are things like this, right? And, I mean, fundamentally what we have is the same as this. We have 3 lanes going in each direction, it's just that the 2 are joined in one direction, right? So it would be something kind of like this that we'd be aiming to do, I think. Except that we continue the horizontal road here. The horizontal road doesn't end. So something along the lines of that would be what we would be aiming to do here. And the question is, how do we pull that off in this level of space? That is a question, isn't it? This is clearly insufficient. There's no doubt about that. So, we could have an exit come off like this and try to wrap around. That's going to take up a lot of space. It's not going to look great. But I feel like that would solve this issue. And I'm not sure there's a similar issue for trying to go this way, because they can just come up here and merge on there. It's this direction to down here that is causing an issue because of this left-hand turn here. This is also a left-hand turn, but there seems to be less traffic attempting to go this way. By a pretty substantial margin. There's a couple of trucks that just went there. Sure. And we could maybe put something in. But this is clearly insufficient here. There's no doubt about that one. So, how do we want to do this? Well, one thing we could do, for sure, as a temporary sort of thing, is we could change this back, and we're going to have to completely demolish this because of this slope too steep issue, but we could change this back to being one lane, like that, and we can tell for the turn lane, this is intended to be a right turn only, or go straight. I mean, not really go straight. Going straight isn't really intended here. So we could instead have this be turn only, like that. Only turning this way. Then, we're going to need another ramp, perhaps coming off somewhere over here. And that would need to be elevated, kind of like this, off over this direction. That's apparently slope too steep, but we could do something like that. And bring it off over here. Like, this is objectively awful looking. Don't get me wrong. And yeah, this isn't really going to work. Let's see. Other options. We could take it underground over here. Take it to here. Bring it underground. Like so. And then from there, bring it in over here. Now, we're going to have to go a little deeper underground. This tunnel is actually problematic for this. Very problematic. Because we need to come up over here somewhere. Like, the idea would be that we merge it in, say, here, hypothetically. It wouldn't actually be there, but somewhere along those lines. So we'd bring this down a little bit lower, like this. And the idea would be to bring it in up here, right? This tunnel would absolutely have to move. And we can do that. So this would then come in somewhere like perhaps here. But we're going to need to bring this up a bit. That's a slope too steep there, but we could bring it in to here. And then merge it in. Is that connected there? I don't think that's connected. You know what? I'm going to change this angling. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to change this angling. We're going to bring this in over here instead. And then try to connect this in somewhere over this way. Bring it up to the surface. This is a firehouse here. That's going to have to move, for sure. We'll move that firehouse to up here. Okay. And that's not going to be the best place for it, but for now, that'll do. And then bring this up to the surface here, perhaps? Like that. And then connect it in here. And this should be also turn only. Turn only, right turn. There we go. Like that. Like that. Now, we're going to need to fix our metro line, of course. And in order to do that, let's go ahead and do something kind of like this. So we'll bring this out like so, and then in over this way, and then connect it in like that. And then we'll try to get these reconnected. Like that. Perfect. That'll do. That'll do. Let's see how that goes. We'll give that a little bit of time. In the meantime, we do need to set up some additional... I'm actually going to put industrial down over here, since we apparently don't have that here. Okay. And let's put in some additional residential over here, since there is high demand for that right now. A garbage issue over here. We'll see if that gets cleared up or if that spreads. We may require additional garbage movement over here. We'll see. Well, let's just go ahead and put in a section of residential here. Excellent. This section of power line should be removable. Which, of course, means we will make sure that this whole area is zoned on up. I'm just going to use the box select tool for that. Much, much easier. Excellent. Okay, we also need a little bit of commercial. This isn't shocking, of course. Well, let's just fill this in over this way. Huge, huge commercial demands right now. And we can definitely bring back this power line. There's no doubt about that one. I'll leave it here for now. We'll just do something like that. Excellent. Still needing workers over here, but that's part of that whole residential demand thing. And let's see how it's going over here. Simulation has been running at full speed for quite some time at this point. This is helping. Now, I don't necessarily like where this is joining in. I'm actually thinking about merging these intersections together. And bringing this in like this. We definitely want to make sure that this is set to right turn only still. Like that. I do not want them going this way. That is the purpose of taking this ramp. Excellent. Yeah, this seems to be going pretty well so far. We'll keep an eye on this location. I'm not 100% sure that it's fixed, but that should help pretty dramatically. That should absolutely help. As far as this over here goes, there's quite a bit of buildup that happens here with the traffic light, but it seems to clean up. So that's good. I'm a little bit concerned about the cargo train terminal's traffic here. Especially with them trying to go up this way. But I think overall it's fine. Still a little bit of residential and commercial demand. We can continue filling this out up here. I am noticing that we're still having a garbage issue in that same location. Hello, Academic Year Report. And I just want to take a look at what's going on with that. No, I get it. I get it. There should definitely be a waste transfer facility somewhere up here. We'll place it there. That should solve that issue. Wonderful. We will go ahead and zone in a little bit more residential over here. And yeah, it is going to be right next to the waste transfer facility. A little bit smelly there, but you know, a little low land value never hurt anybody. Excellent. And we still need additional commercial. Really, really high commercial demand here. Like, we're having a very hard time satisfying this commercial demand. Okay, we're going to remove this section of power line. In fact, we're just going to remove that power line entirely. And we're going to do something like this. Fantastic. Huge, huge commercial demand right now. To an insane degree. Okay, let's check in on our traffic over here. Looks like it's still flowing smoothly. So that is fantastic. I want to check to see if this is traffic lighted. Yes, it is. I expected it to be, and it should be traffic lighted, in all honesty. So that's wonderful. This over here just gets to go because it's a right turn on red. And we did indeed turn that on in the options menu, so that is great. We're still having some lack of workers down over here. That isn't super shocking. Not super shocking at all. But overall, our traffic appears to be relatively under control, with the changes that we put in last episode plus this tunnel, which I think this tunnel is actually doing a lot of work here. Yeah, it definitely seems to be, for just a single lane off-ramp that kind of disappears underground miraculously and reappears over here. I do like this underground thing. That's very nice to be able to just deposit it underneath here. Even with the underground metro station, we managed to squeeze that one in. So that's pretty great. Very, very happy about that. We are continually having some industrial issues. Specifically, we're having a problem with getting workers. Now, over here, we don't have a ton of residential, right? That is definitely a thing. Ah, we've got some space over here that we could zone residential, and that is something that we are going to do. These up here definitely should be reworked to be residential. This over here can be commercial, and that's fine. We're basically looking for anywhere... I mean, this really should be industrial up here. We're basically looking for absolutely anywhere that we can squeeze in additional residential over in these areas. There's some over here. Fantastic. And we can squeeze some in up here, and that's definitely something that we're going to do. Just all the way around over here, because, I mean, we don't really have a jobs issue over here, but we do have connections between our islands to some degree, so some people should be able to move over and have jobs in other islands. At least the metro connects. Even if there's... Well, there is a road connection here, too. So there's that. And then over here, we'll definitely make sure that these areas are zoned residential. In fact, let's just grab the box select tool and do something like that. There were some gaps in there. Excellent. In fact, I kind of feel like anything in this hub that isn't zoned maybe should just be residential. Okay, there's some sickness going on over here, which often means a traffic issue. I'm not seeing a traffic issue. But there's definitely some sicknesses breaking out over here. No doubt about that, probably to do with this pollution. In fact, almost certainly to do with this pollution. Let's go ahead and put in another medical clinic right here to help with that one. Excellent. How are we doing up over here? We've still got a shortage of workers, which is causing abandoned structures in our industrial area. We're working on that. We're definitely working on that. Let's go ahead and fill in some of this over here. We can definitely... Let's take a look at our power here. Okay. We're going to need to run power like this, but we can take this power line out. Excellent. And we'll just zone up this area here. I find it very hard in this area to see what's actually zoned and what isn't, because it barely changes color. And, you know, I'm a little bit colorblind, so there's that too. However, once we get over here, the grass color lightens up and I can see it much, much, much better. So that's great. Okay, so we'll get that all in there. Additional residential. Fantastic. We're not shocked by these abandoned structures over here. This is pretty much entirely the fact that we have a lack of workers. Almost exclusively. So let's take a look at our traffic patterns here. So far, things seem to continually be flowing well. And that's very good. We're not seeing any major backups here. And we're very, very happy about this. There's a little bit going on here, but I believe this is just a traffic light. It should clean up here. And then they're trying to turn down onto Charles Street. Okay, yeah, but that's fine. They can do that. Yeah, it's fine so far. Kind of a little bit borderline in situations like this, where they're trying to just pass over to here. Which, fair enough. I mean, there's a gap here. It would be the quickest way to get from here to here, for sure. But overall, it doesn't seem to be causing any backups. It may later on, this situation here, where they're going like that. We'll keep an eye on that and see if that's indeed the case. I would really prefer to have a road that goes underneath these elevated highways that connects these up. Or, you know, just use this, but this was built before we had these unlocked. We could change it out, but I kind of don't think that we need to. I ultimately don't feel like that's going to be an issue. If it is, we can address it. I mean, there's this going on, I suppose. This intersection is becoming quite busy. What's the control situation here? Ah, this is traffic lighted. I don't want this one to be traffic lighted necessarily. I want that to yield. Like that. That should actually make things much, much better. Yes. Yes, indeed it does. Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I'm not seeing any major issues right now. We'll see if any more crop up. I mean, those backups have been sneaking up on us occasionally. But we'll just keep an eye on that. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that this sickness is caused by the pollution. I'm like 99% sure of that. And that's because we have no buffer zone here between our residential and our industrial. We probably should, but we don't. And so, we're going to have some sickness. The medical clinic... Oh, there's a lot of fire going on up here. This firehouse is here, and really should probably be more like up here. Or actually, technically more like over here. Now, these fires will be taken care of. But it just takes some time because this is changed to a one-way. Just to make sure that this is a right turn, and then a right turn. Could be a right turn, and then both turns, but I would prefer it not be that. Yeah, these fires are under control. Fantastic. We do need quite a lot more commercial, which is slightly shocking. Slightly shocking indeed. This section here is going to be truncated because of the train terminal. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and fill this on in, and as far as this power goes, we should no longer need this for sure. And let's see if this is going to need a connection to much of anything. I mean, we can just have it come in like that. That'll be okay. And then it'll connect in just like that. Excellent. Really, this should be a backup power system over here. So that's not what I wanted. That's not too big of a deal. Ooh, I took out a road there accidentally. Can we get that back? Yes, indeed. There we go. This section is not zoned. Probably because I accidentally removed the road. Sure. And this up here will need to get removed. There we go. And overall, this appears to be flowing reasonably well. Now, we've got a potential issue here. Well, for one thing, we're missing a lot of office over here. Let's get that put in. There we go. Oh, we can also put in a little bit more residential over here. Wonderful. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I was noticing a little bit of backup here, but it seems to have cleared up. So that's great. That is absolutely great. Get rid of that, and yeah, this seems to be ticking along reasonably well. No traffic jams creeping up on us. So there were multiple things that we changed to make this work, right? And one of those was that we reset the traffic, because the traffic jam was self-perpetuating even once we fixed it, I think. It may have cleaned up when we built this tunnel, but ultimately I think that would have only cleaned up one direction of it. And having these streets here have traffic lights on them and enforcing correct turn restrictions is, I believe, what ultimately ended up fixing it. I don't think it would be fixed if I hadn't have reset the traffic. Now, I don't like resetting the traffic, but ultimately, if the underlying system is sound, which it wasn't previously, but if the underlying system is sound, resetting the traffic should result in what we're seeing here, where it works ultimately fine. However, it's not going to happen without resetting the traffic in some situations. In some situations, like when you have a circle jam like that that's self-perpetuating, even if you have the underlying system fixed, the fact that the jam exists, this is a potential issue. But the fact that the jam exists is the ultimate issue, right? You have to fix that before the underlying issue can be proven to be fixed. Is this a traffic light? It is. Is this going to clean up when the light changes? So there goes the light changing. Okay. This is going to cause an issue. Absolutely. This is already one way going this direction. I'm going to upgrade this road to one way going this direction for additional throughput. I'm also going to say that that is exit only. Like that. Okay, we'll see what that ends up doing. It will increase our throughput here. These guys are waiting on the traffic light. Yes. That's better. That's definitely better. Fantastic. That had the potential to create another circle jam. So that's great. We're just keeping our eyes out for those for right now, while we work on developing the last little areas of this up here. Once this hub is fully developed, I think that's where we're going to call it quits for this series. But overall, I feel like we've accomplished quite a lot. Yeah, it's not the largest city, and it's not the most efficient city, but that's not the point. So it looks like we are running out of demand right now for residential. We are not running out of demand for commercial. So we're just going to fill in this area up here for commercial. Pretty much like that. This section of power line can be removed. Can we just full on remove this power line? Yes. Yes, we can. It means that we're fully reliant on this power line to deliver our power. Which isn't necessarily the best situation, but at the speed with which that commercial district is developing, I think we'll be up here in no time. So that's fine. I just want to check in one last time over here. Yeah, that seems to be flowing pretty well. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to keep an eye on this while we finish developing this commercial district. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.